Hello guys, my name is Priyanka Jharia and I'm going to take you through basics of weight loss and nutrition. So whenever you are looking to get fit, you should know what all things work, what all nutritions are required and how this journey is going to be. Having a clear understanding will help you stay on this journey for a longer period. Let me introduce you to myself. My name is Priyanka Jharia and I am going to guide you on this transformative journey. I am a certified online fitness coach, a tech enthusiast with a background of computer engineering. I'm a proud mother of a 6-year-old daughter and I'm a passionate plus size fitness advocate. I have Instagram account where I try to motivate as many people as possible. I am thrilled to share this insights of weight loss and nutrition just tailored for you. Let's look at this journey and this wellness together. First of all, let's understand what is BMI. So you must have heard this word BMI. So BMI is a medical screening tool that measures the ratio of your height to your weight to estimate the amount of fat you have. So basically BMI will decide whether you are underweight, whether you're normal or overweight or obese. So to categorize you into underweight, overweight or obese, you need to find out your body mass index, and how to do that is by using a simple formula. So you do not need to understand or remember this formula. There are many online calculators available. I will add the link in the description or link in the comments for you to go and enter your details and get the BMI to understand which category you currently fall into. So just to give you an example, on the next slide we will understand it in a detail. Okay, so as per this chart, let's take an example that somebody whose height is 5'4". Okay, so somebody who's 5'4" and their weight is 108, then they will fall under the obese category. Okay, let's take an example where somebody is 6. Okay, their height is 6 and their weight is 81, then they fall under normal. So basis your height and your weight, this chart is prepared. You do not need to remember this. You can go on to no description given below, go to that link, enter your height and weight, and accordingly it will give you your BMI. So this is important to know where you currently stand, where is your BMI, and accordingly proceed with the journey. Let's understand the main factors of a healthy lifestyle. A person who's healthy and fit, what are they doing right? So they are taking care of these main four factors, which are healthy eating, drinking water, working out, and sleeping well. So all these four are important for achieving your healthy weight. Okay, so you cannot expect that you are just healthily eating, you are just taking care of your diet and you're not sleeping well. So that will not help you. You need to balance all these four to get your healthy lifestyle in the place. You must have heard about macronutrients, micronutrients, carbs, protein, fats. All these terms must have confused you so far. Let me break it down to you. So basics of nutrition, there are some macronutrients and there are some micronutrients. We are going to learn about this in detail and understand how they function and where you find them, in which food they are currently present. So understand everything in detail before proceeding with any particular diet. Let's look at the macronutrients first. So there are three main macronutrients: carbs, protein and fats. So generally your diet consists of 50 to 60% of carbs, your protein. Okay, the food that you take, the protein factor is around 15 to 30% and fats are 20 to 30%. So where do you find carbs and what are their function? So carbs plays an important role because your body's main source of short term energy is taken from carbs. Protein helps you build muscle, so that those are building blocks of your body, and fats your body's source of long term energy which is in reserve. Okay, so where do you find these carbs? Carbs are in oats, sweet potato, brown rice, quinoa, fruits and vegetables. Protein you find in chicken, soy products such as tofu, protein bars, protein powders, chickpeas, eggs, fish and seafood. And fats, finally fat you find in avocado, nuts, yogurt, dark chocolate, olive oil and salmon. Now what exactly carbs do in body and what are their requirements? We are going to list, we are going to discuss in the points, in the pointers. First is fueling for your body. Carbohydrates, that is carbs, are like the fuel for your body. It provides energy. Okay, to function you need energy and that is provided by the carbs. Brain power, it is essential for your brain to work well, helping with focus, memory and overall cognitive function. Muscle energy, if you are active or exercise, carbs are crucial for powering your muscle, aiding in performance and preventing fatigue. Protein saver because having enough carbs prevents your body from using protein as an energy source. So when you have carbs in your body, they are worked as an energy source instead of protein. So that preserves your muscles. Happy digestion. That means carbs often come with fiber, and as you all know, fiber helps with digestion and preventing the constipation. Protein, your body's building blocks. Muscle support, so it provides you muscle support. Those are like construction workers of your body, helps you build and repairing the muscle. Cell function, now cell function, here protein plays an important crucial role in day-to-day functioning of your cells, contributing to various processes that keeps you healthy. Now immune system boost. Proteins are essential for a strong immune system, helping your body fight off any illnesses and infections. Energy backup. As we discussed earlier, when you do not have enough carbs in your body takes protein and use it as a source of energy. So yes, energy backup, when needed, your body can use protein for energy, especially during periods of increased activity or when other fuel sources are low. Now protein helps you make, feel fuller for a long, and that supports in weight management by reducing the urge to snack. So when you have enough protein in your body, you tend to feel fuller, that ends into eating less or feeling less hungry, and that's how protein help you in day-to-day life. Fats, the essential supporters. Fats are a concentrated source of energy, providing a reserve for when your body needs long-lasting fuel supply. They form a protective layer of your cells. So your cells get an outer layer because of fats, which helps them to maintain their structure and functions. And another essential role of fat is fat transports essential vitamins like vitamin A, D, E and K throughout your body, ensuring these vitamins can do their job effectively. So transporting of all these vitamins, all that job is done by fats. So that's why fat is necessary for your body. Then brain booster. So how fats help you with the brain boosting? Fats are crucial for brain health, supporting memory, focus, overall cognitive function. Now insulation and cushioning. So fat acts as an insulation, helping regulate body temperature, and they provide cushioning for organs, protecting them from any impact. So that's how fat and along with other protein and carbs help us in our body. So those were the macronutrients of our nutrition. Now let's understand micronutrients. These are tiny nutritional powerhouses, how they help us and what are their requirements in body. We'll understand it in a very short statements. First, vitamin and minerals. So micronutrients include essential vitamins like A, C, D, E and minerals such as iron, calcium and zinc. Cell function. So they play a vital role in the proper functioning of cells, supporting various biochemical processes necessary for life. Immune system guardians. Micronutrients are superheroes for your immune system, helping your body fight off infections and illnesses. Bone health. So certain micronutrients like calcium, vitamin D are crucial for building, maintaining strong bones. Antioxidant defense. Many micronutrients act as antioxidants, protecting your cells from damages caused by free radicals. So that's the minimum you need to know about micronutrients in our nutrition. Let's look at some simple sources of micronutrients. Vitamin A can be found in sweet potato, carrots, pumpkins. Vitamin C, mandarin, broccoli, bell pepper. Vitamin B1, whole grains, legumes, potatoes. But what are the fiber? You must have heard about it, fiber, digestive biscuit, right? So what are these? What, is it a micronutrient, macronutrient? Because we saw all the macronutrients and micronutrients. Nowhere we found fiber. So fiber is generally considered neither as micronutrient or macronutrient. Instead, it falls into a category of its own known as dietary fiber or just fiber. Now what is that and how it helps us? Digestive health. So fiber is the broom, okay, of your digestive system. Keep things moving smoothly and preventing constipation. Heart health. It helps lower cholesterol levels, promoting a healthier heart and reducing the risk of heart disease. Blood sugar control. So fiber slows down the absorption of sugar, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels, reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. Weight management. So high fiber foods make you feel full longer, which helps you weight control by reducing overeating. Gut friendly. Fiber acts as a food for a good bacteria in your gut. It promotes healthy and balanced gut microbiome. Let's understand about our digestion process. What exactly happens when you put food in your mouth till it reaches to your tummy. Now let's understand it in a small and easy steps with the help of an image. So in this image you will see number one, mouth. Food is chewed and swallowed. So saliva contains enzymes that breaks down starch into glucose. So breaking down of your starch into glucose happens and starts in mouth. Then it goes down esophagus. Here food passes down to the esophagus to the stomach. So in the second pointer you will see food going down into stomach. Now third point you will see stomach. The muscle walls of the stomach produces gastric juices. Okay, now those juices contain protease enzyme. This breaks down protein to amino acids. So breaking down of protein, food into protein to amino acids happens inside the stomach. Now from here food moves ahead into small intestine. Now small intestine produces amylase, protease and lipase enzymes. So you do not need to actually understand or remember these names, but understand the process happening. So these enzymes, they break down additional protein, carbs and fats. So breaking down of all these protein, carbs and fats happens into your small intestine. Digestion is then complete and food is absorbed into bloodstream. So what exactly happen is, fourth point, where your food has reached to the small intestine, your all the enzymes are broken down, protein, carbs and fats are broken down, digestion completes here, and food absorbs into bloodstream. Now next, this undigested food moves into large intestine. Here in large intestine, undigested food goes there and all the water and vitamins are absorbed, and remaining food is converted into feces. Now sixth, at the rectum. So feces is stored into rectum, which leaves through the body via anus. So that's how this process took place into our body from mouth till rectum. Okay, now understand the functions of carbs when it goes inside your tummy. During digestion, carbs break down into simple sugars. Okay, now it absorbs into bloodstream as blood sugar, that is glucose. So carbs turns into blood sugar. Now these glucose, that is your blood sugar, glucose gets sent to body cells by hormone insulin. So taking these blood sugar or these glucose to the cells, this has to be happen by insulin hormone. Now cells use glucose as fuel, that isn't used is stored for later as a fat. So when your consumption of your cells, what they do, they use glucose as a fuel, and if they have enough, okay, if they get enough fuel, and if there's unused glucose, all that stored into the fat form in your body. Okay, so when you hear people saying less carbs, eat less carb, have controlled portion of carbs, they say it because your unused glucose, unused carbs are going to convert into fat. So that's why we are going to eat as much as we actually need. Okay, I hope that was clear. Now let's understand functions of protein. Protein provides many essential functions in your body. It supports the regulation and expression of DNA and RNA, antibody supports immune function, digestive enzymes, helps facilitate chemical reaction, it supports in muscle and contraction and movements, provides support to your body, hormones help coordinate bodily function and move essential molecules around the body. So all this happens inside your body when you eat protein. Functions of fat. Why do we need fat? Generally, you must have seen people saying do not eat that, it has fats, or avoid fats. But we do need fat. And why do we need fat? It helps in brain development and its function. 60% of brain is fat, okay, as a structural component of cells. As I mentioned earlier, our cells needs to be in a proper structure to function well, and that protection is provided by the fat. Again, fat provides us the source of energy because it reserves it in the body. Certain types help to keep healthy heart and blood vessels, supports the absorptions of vitamins. We have discussed this earlier as well. Moving on to the next slide. Here you're going to understand the concept of calorie in, calorie out, what is calorie deficit, and how calorie deficit helps you lose weight. So far we have looked at the nutrition part. Now we are moving on to the calorie and body, and what is how weight loss and calorie deficit goes hand in hand. We're going to look at that. BMR. You must have heard this term a lot of time. BMR. What exactly is BMR? How to calculate that and why it is necessary? We'll discuss that. First, BMR, which is also known as basal metabolic rate. basal metabolic rate, as in the total number of calories your body needs to perform basic functions like breathing, circulation, cell production. So on the daily basis, whenever we are breathing, we are doing any movement in our body, whatever you're doing daily, the way I'm talking right now when I'm talking to you, then also I'm using some amount of calories, some amount of energy, right? So daily all of us need a particular amount of calories. We use particular amount of calories. Now to understand how many calories we generally use, that can be calculated basis basal metabolic rate. Now BMR is most accurately measured in a lab setting under very restrictive conditions, but we can calculate it with an equation. So you do not need to know this equation. Here there is a calculator, online calculator provided, where you can easily enter your details and get your basal metabolic rate. And why you should know that, will also be discussed. I'll add this link into the comment section or in the description. Let's look at the weight loss versus fat loss. You must have heard a lot of time, no, don't look at the weight loss, look at the fat loss. Fat loss is important, weight loss is not that important, all that. So to understand in a visual representation, let's look at these two ladies, these two beautiful ladies. One is 150 pounds. Look at her, and this lady is also 150 pounds. But when you look at them, they look quite different, right? The reason for it, because there is a 20% body fat in this lady's body. She has less body fat, and this lady with 35% body fat, she looks bulgy. Reason because of that is she has higher rate of body fat. No matter their weight remains the same. Okay, so this is the reason when I say generally that I don't look at the weighing scale that much. I avoid looking at it daily. Reason is, when you look at your weighing scale, when you look at your weight, it doesn't actually show you your body fat. It doesn't actually show you your water weight. It shows you directly the weight that you carry, and that sometimes be demotivating. That results in many people leaving their journeys. So that's why I asked to use it for 15 days, check weight within 15 days and not daily. So you need to, now looking at the example, you must have understand why we say fat loss is important and not the weight loss. Because if you have less percent of body fat in your body, you're going to look leaner. Okay, even though your weight is going to be less, you will not look that healthy. If you want to go for a very healthy looking body, then you need to focus on fat loss. Now let's understand a little more about it. In weight loss, where a lady with a 150 pounds has 35% body fat, she has calorie obsession. Okay, cardio, she takes care of only cardio part, and she's following restrictive fat diet, usually low carbs. If you look at a low carbs diet, fat diet, cardio based workouts, and calorie obsession, then you're going to weigh less, but you're going to look bulgy or look more than your weight. And if you are, so weight loss is basically for the people who are too much into weighing scale. They are too much into the numbering that they get on the scale. To get that number, they tend to do fat diets, restrictive diets, lots of cardio, and all that ends up into getting the smaller number, but they look still the same or with a higher fat percentage in their body. Now let's understand fat loss, why it is important, or how it is different than weight loss. In fat loss, you look at your diet in a different way. You make sure that you are having high protein diet and has a moderate about amount of carbs and fats in your diet. So people who cut down on rice completely, okay, so rice is carb. Okay, if you cut down on your rice totally, and not at all having rice or not at all having roti, then you are tend to go for a restrictive fat. You're moving towards a restrictive diet. We want to make sure that we are on a diet which has everything that we need, that we discussed, like macronutrients, which has protein, carbs, fats. Your food, your plate should have everything which are necessary in our nutrition. Another thing, strength training. Now along with cardio, you need to do strength training as well. What is strength training? You can use dumbbells, okay, weights to do workout. You need to have that to make sure you are making sure your muscles are also getting stronger while losing weight. Now third point is getting stronger. Yes, that's what I mentioned. When you gain muscle, you get stronger. So that's why always go for a fat loss instead of weight loss. You need to avoid the obsession with the weighing scale. Now, this is the mostly asked question, where does the fat go when a person starts losing weight, when the person starts burning fat? Where does this fat go? Have you ever wondered how fat leaves your body and when you lose weight? Now, let's look at it to understand in detail. Now, okay, let's start with this person who is eating burger and having cold drink. Excess intake of food is converted into fat. As I discussed, when you eat more than you need, your body store it in the form of fat. So excess intake of food converts into fat in your body and stored for fuel. Fat is stored as triglycerides that lie in your fat cells and are composed of C, that is carbon, H as in hydrogen, and oxygen. So in CHO. So fat is stored as a triglycerides that lie in your fat cells and are composed of CHO. To lose weight, you need to metabolize those triglycerides to unlock the carbon in them. So don't get into it completely. Just understand what exactly is happening in the body. The fat is stored in carbon, hydrogen and oxygen form in your body. Okay, now if you want to lose weight, you need to metabolize those triglycerides and unlock the carbon from that fat. Next, your body then releases, when you start working out, when you start eating right, all those things like CHO in your body then releases a hormone that activates the enzyme lipase, which breaks down triglycerides into fat cells. So in your fat cell, there were triglycerides, and triglycerides had carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. When your body started working out, your body started releasing hormone that activates lipase, which breaks down into triglycerides into fat cells and ultimately gets released into form of ATP, water and carbon dioxide. Now ATP is used to fuel your activities, while water exits as a urine or sweat, or and carbon dioxide is breath out. So when your these triglycerides in your fat cells are broken down, there are three things happening. Okay, three things happening. First is ATP. Now these ATP is nothing but a fuel for activity. So when you work out, you're using your fuel, which is ATP. Then water, when your fat is converted, some amount of fat is converted into water, this water goes out of your body as a form of sweat, urine. And the last one is carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide that you breathe out, so when we breathe in and we breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. So your fat gets out in three form: ATP for as a fuel, urine, sweat because it turns into water, and carbon dioxide which you breathe out. So if we were to lose 10 kgs, okay, now giving an example, our body is made of 72% of water, right? So if we were to lose 10 kg, 8 point of 8.4 of those kilos are exhaled as a carbon dioxide. Hence, our lungs are the primary excretory organ for fat. So, most of the fat that we goes out, people must know this, because we tend to feel if we sweat it means we are burning fat. So no, it does not work like that. Some people say I'm not sweating today, I worked out, but I am not sweating that much, maybe I haven't burned that much. No, your burning of your fat, even though your body is made of 72% of water, out of 10 kilos, 8.4 kilos were exhaled out throughout, through your breathing. And that's why the main primary eye organ to excrete fat is your lungs. So lungs breathe out all the carbon dioxide. I know it took a longer, but I hope that was helpful for you to understand how actually fat goes out of your body. We just discussed this, how your body burns fat, but just to give you a little more into about it, ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Okay, if you decide to jump over a puddle, okay, your body will call a ATP for the energy that required to make the jump. Now ATP is called upon for your body's most immediate energy needs. Your body has about 30 seconds worth of ATP. Okay, so generally whenever you want to perform some exercise, your body will call for ATP for the energy. Okay, come on, I need energy, send it across. And this energy is received by ATP. ATP is upon body's most immediate, so that's the first immediate source of the energy. Your body has 30 seconds worth of it. So after 30 seconds, who's going to provide this energy? Glycogen. Now what is glycogen? It is nothing but the blood sugar. Once you run out of ATP, your body's second fuel source is glycogen. When you begin your workout with a resistance or cardio training, the primary fuel source will be glycogen. Your body has about 20 minutes worth of glycogen. Okay, so if you're working out, 30 seconds used by ATP. Now next 20 minutes were used by glycogen. Now what? Now from where are we going to get this energy? Last is fats, lipids. Within continuous exercise past 20 minutes of your body will deplete its supplies of both ATP and glycogen, and finally tap into its calorie dense supply of fat. Your body has almost unlimited reserves of fat. So that's why when I say you're not able to work out for a whole hour, go for 30 minutes, because after 20 minutes you start burning fat. Okay, so 30 to 40 minutes of workout helps you burn at least 10 to 20 minutes the fat which are stored. So we got rid of ATP, 30 seconds done. Then we went into glycogen, 20 minutes glycogen done. We went to fats. Now after both the calorie dense supply of fat, we have unlimited reserves in the body. I hope that was clear. I tried to be as slow and trying to make it easier for you to understand. Now, how exactly this weight loss or say fat loss is working? What is calorie deficit? Now, let's look at this small representation which gives us understanding of it. In order to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you consume. Now, we looked at BMR. You must have come across with a BMR number for you. Some of you must be having 2000, some of us must be having 1800. Basis our calculation, we get that BMR number. Now BMR is important to know when you are going to follow a calorie deficit diet. To go for a calorie deficit diet, make sure you have your BMR well written somewhere. Let's understand how we are going to work on the calorie deficit. This negative energy balance is referred as calorie deficit. So daily we need some energy. okay, your BMR, you'd burn daily around, for example, 2000 calories by talking, breathing, doing daily activities, and you eat. Okay, so when you eat, you are taking calories. So you are eating energy and you're using energy. So that's how a daily life goes. When you want to lose, what you need to do is your energy in, that the food that you take has to be less than the energy you use daily. Okay, does that make sense? Now, calorie burned does not only refer to exercise. Now, most of the people make this mistake. They consider that they need to burn by workout. All those calories has to be burned by workout. No, there's a daily, basal metabolic rate. Daily, you need particular amount of energy to function well, and that functioning plus exercise, it has to be considered as a calorie burn. Now I will explain it in detail in the next slide. Now let's understand what all calorie burn actually includes. How much you burn at the rest to simply function, like general, doing general work at the home. How much you burn doing daily activities, how much you burn during exercise, how much you burn metabolizing your food. So all that considered under calorie burn. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. It is as simple as that. Okay, we are going to look into an example. Here, there is a chart available to know it in detail. I have mentioned here 10 to 20% of the calorie you burn come from normal daily activities. So, normal daily activities like walking around, digesting your food, you're automatically burning some calories daily. First, the calorie you burn just staying alive is called BMR. Okay, so as I said, basal metabolic rate, it includes your heartbeat, breathing, even blinking of your eyelid. That also has some amount of calorie burn. While it may sound minor, BMR accounts for 60% to 80% of your daily burn. So 70% basal metabolic rate that you already have, then your normal activities, and then 15% of your exercise. So this is how it looks. Let's look at it in detail on next slide. This is an example that I have taken to give you a clear understanding. A woman who has a BMR of 1600 calories, but she only burns 400 calories from normal activity and she doesn't exercise. Okay, this person doesn't exercise. Now, how to calculate calorie deficit for her? That means she shouldn't have deficit greater than 400 calories per day. So here her BMR 1600, her normal activity helps her burn 400. Okay, so total 200. Now what she needs to do is, that means she shouldn't have a deficit greater than 400. So anything that she eats daily, okay, that deficit shouldn't be shouldn't be greater than 400, because if she did 500 calorie deficit, her metabolism would slow, likely causing weight gain again. So depending upon what is your uh, metabolic rate and normal activity that you do, you need to understand how much calorie deficit you afford to actually lose weight and not gain it back. Here is what most of the people make mistake. You need to understand how much calorie deficit. For a person who's not working out, she is daily using like 1600 calories, that is her BMR, and she is burning like 400 calories daily by normal activities. She should not eat more than 1600 or eat less than 200 to make sure she is under 400 calorie deficit. However, she also wouldn't lose much weight with such a small deficit. Now this deficit 400 is very less because she's not working out, right? To lose weight faster, she has to increase her activity and not decrease her calorie. Now by this example you must have understood that most of the people think, okay, what I'll do, I'll eat less, I'll go on a most restrictive diet, I'm going to consume very less calories. So sometimes when you consume less calories you gain your weight. You must have seen, okay, I'm not eating anything, still gaining weight. This is the reason, because you're not eating as much as your metabolism needs. If you eat less, your metabolism will go down, you will gain weight. So instead of eating less, make sure understand your BMR, understand how much you're burning daily, and increase your activity instead of decreasing your calories. Now this is the portion guide. I am going to help you understand portion of the food that you take. This is an example given in the image. First, vegetables. How many vegetables, how much vegetables your food should have, your plate should have. So one feast, okay, one feast is the measurement that you're going to use for understanding how much vegetables you need. Then thumb. Thumb is for understanding how many servings of fat you need. Then one cupped hand, so you need to cup your hand and understand how, okay, how many carbs I need, these many. And last is one palm of protein. So you must have noticed we are taking many proteins. Then vegetables, one feast, one cupped hand carbs, and little amount of fat. So when you look at your plate, you need to understand whether you have taken everything in the certain portion that your body needs. Importance of portion size. Most of the people say who eat protein, they say, okay, this is protein, chicken is protein, I can have it, it is not going to harm me, it is not going to increase my weight, or it is not going to increase my calories. No, it doesn't work like that. Your portion matters the most. Okay, now here there are some examples. If you're going to do calorie deficit, you're going to be calculating how much you are eating, how many calories you are consuming. To make sure that you are calculating appropriately, accordingly, you need to understand that you are taking proper amount of food. Now look at this. Okay, this big slice of chicken, it is 561 calorie, where chicken but a smaller size goes to 81. Similarly, there are examples of, so this is peanut butter. You look at the spoonful of peanut butter and then look at the spoonful of peanut butter in another image. There is 100 calorie difference. Okay, so when you are going into calorie deficit diet, you need to understand the portion as well. Intermittent fasting. This is the fasting which is currently trending. Lots of people are going into intermittent fasting, and it actually helps you in many ways. Let's understand what exactly is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that may benefit heart health, reduce inflammation, improves cell repair processes, and also helps in burning fat. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern in which you cycle between periods of eating and periods of fasting. Now there are many types of intermittent fasting, but the most trending ones are 16 is to 8 and 5 is to 2. Now let's understand more about it. So you will be eating for 8 hours in a day and fast for 16 hours in a day. Okay. Now the total amount of exercise you engage in during a day matters more than whether or not you do it in a single session. That's why small changes in your daily routine can make a big difference in your waistline. Healthy lifestyle habits to consider include walking or riding your bike to work or while running errands, taking the stairs instead of elevators, parking a little further away from destination, and walking the remaining distance. Let's look at this slide. This is also one of the questions which is asked most of the time, how much exercise is needed for weight loss. To reap the health benefits of exercise, it is recommended that you perform some form of aerobic exercises at least 3 times a week for minimum 20 minutes per session. So that is the minimum required from you, 20 minutes per session for 3 times a week. So in a week there are 7 days, you're working out 20 minutes per session. So you will be working around in a week for 60 minutes. Okay, that is the least expected from you. However, more than 20 minutes is better if you want to actually lose weight. Okay, incorporating just 15 minutes of moderate exercises such as walking 1 mile on daily basis will burn up to 100 extra calories, assuming you don't consume excess calories in your diet afterwards. Burning 700 calories a week can equals 10 lbs of weight loss over the course of a year. So now you understand, if you're working out 20 minutes per session for 3 days in a week, you are going to lose weight. But if you want to increase, that to get actual weight loss, you need to work out more than 20 minutes and also add some steps. Okay, walking, moderate exercises such as walking, go for 10,000 steps. Some people go 5,000 steps. Anything that you're doing extra is going to benefit you for losing weight. There are certain factors you need to look at before starting an exercise program. What are those? You need to talk to your doctor before you start a new exercise program, especially if you are planning on doing vigorous exercise. This is especially important if you have heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, kidney disease, arthritis. So people who have been very inactive for recent months, who are overweight or have recently quit smoking, should also talk to their doctors before starting a new exercise program. When you're first starting a new exercise program, it's important to pay attention to the signals such as body is giving you, like you're feeling out of breath. Pushing too hard can cause injury to yourself. Whenever you come across an exercise where you're experiencing pain, shortness of breath, you need to always stop that exercise. So before going into any exercise program, make sure you are seeking help from a health professional. We have reached to the another factor of your healthy lifestyle, which is stress management and lack of sleep. Let's look at it to understand in detail. Stress affects your weight and your eating habits. There are several ways stress can affect weight gain and eating. Stress causes many people to stress eat. You must have seen yourself going towards the fridge for no reason many a times. Okay, so stress eating is a type of emotional eating which contributes to excess calories, and when done often ends up into weight gain. In addition, the type so food people crave when stressed are generally high of fat and sugary food. So when you crave for food in stress, you do not say I'm going to go and eat something healthy. You tend to go for something which is right there and available, which is packed, and packed food or anything which has high sugar or fat in it, we end up eating that. So we need to avoid stress eating. You can seek for help, you can reach out to your people, you can talk to them, but eating your emotions out end up into getting more into stressed condition. This current generation or this current lifestyle that we are following, we tend to stay awake at night, and this impacts our physical health. Now let's look at how it is impacting. We get hormonal imbalance, caloric cravings. Okay, so the sleep deprivation tends us towards the high caloric food. Poor food choices, sleep loss linked to the less healthy food selections. You must have had late night cravings, like, right? You must have felt I want to eat something even after eating your dinner. That happens because of not getting enough sleep, reduced physical activity, you feel tired all the time, low on motivation, so you do not feel like working out as well, so it leads to fatigue. So reduced physical activity because of lack of sleep ends up into lack of physical health. Insulin resistance. Now sleep deprivation associated with insulin resistance and higher sugar, blood sugar. Now then irregular sleep patterns impacts metabolism and hunger cues. So metabolism, where your burning of your fat is taking place, now it impacts. Now if you're not sleeping, your sleep patterns are not regularized, then it is going to impact your overall fat burning as well. Sleep loss linked to the higher stress level and emotional eating. So not sleeping is turning into stress, and stress is turning into emotional eating. Now chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of obesity related chronic conditions. So long term health risk can occur if you're already obese and then you're not getting enough sleep as well. Genetic epigenetic impact. Now sleep loss influences gene expressions related to metabolism. It means whatever you are doing now, you're not getting enough sleep, that is going to influence your gene. Now your next generations coming into your life will have these impacts onto their lifestyle too, because you didn't sleep. So you need to take care of yourself so that you can take care of the upcoming generations. Behavioral factors. Sleep deprived individual exhibit late night eating habits. So it happens to most of us that we end up eating desserts at night, and that's the reason we tend to go towards weight gain. Let's understand the importance of support group when you are on a fitness journey. When you are on your fitness journey, it is not about just physical, you have to be mentally strong as well. Why do you need a support group? When you have a support group, there are people around you, they are empathetic, they understand because they are on the same journey as well. And when you have these people, they help you overcome challenges, they have shared goals, they too are on their goals, so they will always make sure that they are not losing hope and they're not letting you lose hope. Then you always exchange insight, something, some tips and strategies, success stories that are helping them can be shared with you, and you can also try those so that you get the results. Now building friendship. Now people, finding people who will understand you is the difficult task, because most of the time people end up leaving the journey because there's nobody who's understand. This journey is actually hard, it is difficult, and it is a long term, so you have to be very strong. So you need like-minded individual who fosters a supportive network, a safe environment to share your struggles, your challenges, and the stigma of fear in it. Now guidance, you need guidance from expert, from a certified coach who will help you understand what is nutrition, exercise, which exercise, and any behavioral change, any stress that you go through. You need somebody to spend some quality support for you. Positive reinforcement. This happens when we start being negative, we start being negative about our lifestyle, how we are low on self-esteem. So you need somebody in a group who boost your confidence and help you achieve your goal. Most of the time we do not remain consistent, we lose the track. So to make sure that we don't do that, to go for a long term accountability, having a group with you, a support system with you, helps you stay on the track. Then any small achievement like losing a pound, getting into that old dress, deserves a celebration. And when you have people who are actually happy for you, that celebration means something, that celebration means an accomplishment. Now apart from that, stress reduction, resource sharing, encouraging personal development, building habits, it all takes time. And when you are surrounded by right people, it always gets easier. Let's quickly understand some of the lesser known facts about weight gain. So, in this society, people are very judgy about each other's weight. We always tend to make comments on weight gain, weight loss. It's very normal these days, even though it hurts a little to see that people are commenting on each other. We should know that we are well aware and we are not following it. Now, why some of the people are gaining weight when they are not eating that much or when they are active? Okay, so some medications like prescribed drugs such as which are given for depression treatments, high blood sugar, diabetes, seizures, can add up some extra kilos in their weight. And when we look at them, when we are not aware about what they are going through, we end up making comment that you need to eat less, you need to exercise more, when their weight gain is never about that. The weight gain was due to the drugs that they were taking. Third, the other one is eating too quickly can cause weight gain. Now take your time. You need to make sure you're taking time while eating. Eating too fast can cause weight gain. If you take less than 20 minutes to eat a meal, try to slow down next time. Eating too fast can cause you to take in more calories as it takes your mind 20 minutes to receive the signal that you are satisfied. Even if you start eating now, your mind knows that you're full after 20 minutes. So that's why we say chew your food 32 times so that it is broken down and it is taking time for you to complete your entire plate. So always remember, brain takes time to understand that you are full, and by the time your brain knows, you have already overeaten. Avoid that. Hyperactive thyroid. Now most of the people in current lifestyle have thyroid. Your thyroid is essential for hormone regulation and using energy for good. When your levels are low, it means that your thyroid is underactive. If this happens to you, it can be challenging to lose weight and you might quickly gain. Going through menopause. Now menopause, this also cause weight gain. Your body produces less estrogen during menopause, causing more fat to form around your belly. Then there's a retaining fluid. When your body retains water, it causes weight gain. Women with premenstrual syndrome often experience this situation. They increase with the increase of occurring several days before their period. Some other reasons for fuel retention could be too much salt, hormone replacement therapy, standing for too long, blood pressure medication, and health conditions. We are on the last slide where we are going to discuss about lipedema. Here you would see a picture of a lady. Here this is just a general representation in lipedema. This is a fat disorder which causes painful fibrotic fat deposits throughout the body. It generally happens on legs and arms, and this affects an estimated 11% of women. Lipedema fat cannot be removed through diet or exercise. Diagnosing lipedema, currently trained clinical performs, the doctors, they perform diagnostics by considering the patient's history in the context of physical exam. So there is no actual exam like taking blood and all that. They do the physical exam. They look at you. You have to be physically present to shown yourself to find out whether you have this condition or not. During the physical exam, the doctor may feel an atypical textures within their patient's affected areas, and accordingly they will decide or let you know whether you have this condition or not. In this image you will see the upper arm, the wrist cuff, the buttocks shelf, saddle bags, ankle cuffs, fat lobules on the inner knee, column legs, all these are the signs of lipedema. If you have these signs, you would always need to go to the doctor to understand if you have this condition. Now let's understand these things. You need to remember this. I have had word with many ladies in my past year of fitness coaching. So I always make sure that you stand with yourself and you're not alone. Remember, you need to be consistent to get the long-term results. Avoid making drastic changes to your lifestyle which you cannot continue for long, and because the results received from drastic changes tends to reverse soon. Be positive about yourself, try to accept yourself, and then work on being better. The fitness journey needs both your physical and mental strength to reach your destination. Lastly, thank you so much. I hope this webinar has helped you learn something new and it served its purpose. Do take some time out to give your feedback about the webinar in the comments below. Just to let you know, I take workout sessions for ladies. I help them to understand how workouts needs to be added in their lifestyle. I help plus size ladies as well as the normal and underweight people to get strength in their body. Now these sessions are only for ladies. Online Zoom sessions would be there. The session will be of 30 minutes. There are no equipments required, but if you have dumbbells, I will always help you incorporate that into your workouts. Low impact and alternative exercises given. If example somebody has no jump, they do not want to go for any jump, so I would be giving them no jump exercises. These exercises are fun and goal focused. This is a group fitness challenge, so you will always have a motivational gang on to help you and support you. Your support system will be there, so you will be on a long term journey, and we are on WhatsApp. If you need to contact me, you can drop me a message directly and I'll be in touch with you soon. Thank you so much guys for staying till the end, and I hope you learned something new from this session.